The tomb of Perneb was built during the 3rd dynasty, 2650 BC, in Saqqara, Egypt. The tomb was used for the burial ground for Memphis, Egypt. A number of Corduroy's royal family members of Dynasty 5, including Perned and the vizier Shepherdspear, were buried in the tomb. This tomb was a mastaba, which was an ancient Egyptian tomb. It was usually built with stone or brick. Its shape was rectangular with sloping sides and a flat roof. The architecture of this tomb made it feel monumental. The use of stone gave it a feeling of importance. The open-aired courtyard forms the center of Perneb's above-ground funeral monument. The courtyard connects 3 spaces: an entrance chamber, a vestibule that had a passageway, and the main offering chamber. These passageways made me feel extremely claustrophobic because they were so narrow. However, they made me want to explore to see where they would take me. Also, as I went through, all the hieroglyphics helped to tell the stories of Perned. The Temple of Dendur was built in 15 BC, during the Roman period under the reign of Augustus Caesar. It was located in Nubia, 50 miles south of Aswan and on the west bank on the Nile River. This temple was considered to be a small temple that honored the goddess Isis. Temples represented a number of different things. They were based upon the understanding of the temple as the image of the natural world. They were used for worship and offering ceremonies. Temples were places of learning and administrative practices for local people. The temple was built of sandstone. Before entering the tall entrance of the temple, there is a courtyard which spans a total of 82 feet. On the base of the temple were carvings of papyrus and lotus plants, which grow from the water. This represents the Nile god Hathor. On the porch, there are 2 columns that represent tall bundles of papyrus stalks with lotus blossoms that bound them on the top. The temple's entrance and above the main gates are images of the sun disk on the side for the outspread wings of Horus, who is the sky god. The vulture's wings outspread that appear on the ceiling of the entrance porch also represent the sky. The first space you enter was an informal room that had hieroglyphics that illustrated the pharaohs praying and offerings to the gods. The next room was used for ceremonies. And the last room is where the sanctuary of the goddess Isis stood. There were 2 carvings in the last 2 rooms, which were around the door frame leading into the sanctuary and on the back wall of the sanctuary. Compared to the tomb of Perned, this temple had a lot of open space. The temple was less enclosed, having an open-aired feeling. The most compelling part of the temple was being able to walk around the entire site. You were able to see the surrounding river around the temple. By seeing the whole site, it made me want to explore what was inside all the rooms. Just like Perned, the hieroglyphics gave me a story of what was buried in the room of the temple.